Liberty. Good job on this thing. The book sounds really, really interesting. You make me want to read it. And it sounds like the kind of thing I was looking for this summer. I couldn't find it before our class started, so I'm glad that you brought it to our attention. Johns Hopkins University Press is a great publisher, extremely respected, so good job on that. You mentioned all parts of the book in the summary. You didn't leave out any big points. You make a nice, clear recommendation. You have a good, specific example as to why you recommend it. You mentioned the style briefly, but you mentioned it. That's good. You identify weakness. You give good specifics on what you can do yourself. And you have a good reference from this book and for another one in correct MLA format. So nicely done on that. Just a few things to work on. The main thing to work on is stating arguments rather than topics. So, for example, your first sentence. The housing bomb was written to bring light to the American addiction of big houses and the negative effects that it has had on the environment. That implies an argument that we're addicted, that this is bad for the environment. How could you state that even more directly? Can you say something like, the housing bomb argues that Americans are addicted and this hurts the environment? If you state it directly, it both cuts words and it makes clearer to your reader exactly what the argument is. So next, you've got the stuff about the population bomb. There was a concern that it would reach a tipping point. Again, you could say some people argued that the population was growing so fast that we would all die or whatever it was. Now, nice argumentative sentence with the same as now said in the housing bomb. Houses are getting bigger, more unsustainable. It'll be too much for the environment to sustain. Okay, that's good and clear. The authors begin by taking an in-depth look at how household dynamics have changed over time and how these things increase or affect the amount of houses being built. So, affect the amount. What's your point? It increases it? So, again, just be a little more direct and state what the argument is, not just the topics. They illuminate the enslaving features of home ownership. Could you be more direct with that? They argue that. So if you just keep saying argue that, it might seem a little artificial at first, but then you can drop out the argue that and still keep that basic idea in your sentences and it'll make it stronger. All right. Also, polish mechanics. I've marked some things up for the check log, and that's easy to look up with the nice little pocket manual that's available in the library if you don't have it. And Trudeau's critique wasn't entirely clear to me. So that they avoided the hard questions. What hard questions did he think they avoided? Blanket statements on solutions, such as blanket statements about environmental rights and wrongs. Is there an example of that? Yeah, so good work. You don't have much to do if you wanted to get this a perfect score, which you may as well, because it's nice work already. All right.